There are just over 20 minutes left in this qualification session. Woohoo! Adam Shaw is really turning up the heat out there. I'm getting goosebumps just watching them go.
It's amazing what a little bit of adrenaline and a lot of horsepower can do, right Hal?
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. Malero is not as quick as they were hoping for. Ada, any thoughts on what they need to do?
Good question, Hal. It's all or nothing now. They need to stay focused, hit their marks, and extract every ounce of performance from that car to move up the grid.
Someone call the fire department, because Wilson is setting this track on fire with their performance.
Well Hal, it seems like Ryan has got the need for speed and nothing is going to stop them now.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. I don't know about you, but I think Malero might have a secret rocket booster hidden in their car. They're just that fast. I think I just saw a blur fly by. Oh wait, that's just Kevin Lekmansky going at lightning speed. Malero looks to be off the pace. Ada, what do you hold that thought? Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. This is where the mental game comes into play. Stefano is taking their time to prepare for their qualifying run.
Patience is key in these early moments, Hal, but I have a feeling Stefano is going to make it count.
Wilson is not as quick as they were hoping for. Ada, any thoughts on what they need to do?
Well Hal, they'll need to find those extra tenths.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Looks like Stefano Amadei is channeling their inner Schumacher today. They're absolutely flying out there.
I think we might need to start calling Stefano the Flash after that incredible lap time.
Someone call the fire department, because David is setting this track on fire with their performance. Stefano looks to be off the pace. Ada, what do you think they need to do to improve? I don't know about you, but I think Malero might have a secret rocket booster hidden in their car. They're just that fast.
Is it just me or does it feel like we're watching a superhero in action here?
Malero is absolutely smashing it. Wilson is not as quick as they were hoping for. Ada, any thoughts on what they need to do? Zahn looks to be off the pace. Ada, what do you think they need to do to improve?
They'll need to put together a perfect lap, hitting every apex and pushing the car to the limit without going over it.
There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Woohoo! Adam Shaw is really turning up the heat out there. I'm getting goosebumps just watching them go. Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. Looks like Ryan Wilson is channeling their inner Schumacher today. They're absolutely flying out there.
Well, Hal, it seems like Wilson has got the need for speed and nothing is going to stop them now.
Someone call the fire department, because Stefano is setting this track on fire with their performance. Wilson is not as quick as they were hoping for. Ada, any thoughts on what they need to do?
Good question, Hal. It's all or nothing now. They need to stay focused, hit their marks, and extract every ounce of performance from that car to move up the grid.
I think I just saw a blur fly by. Oh wait, that's just Malero going at lightning speed.
It's amazing what a little bit of adrenaline and a lot of horsepower can do, right, Hal? Malero is just showing us all what they're made of.
Zahn looks to be off the pace. Ada, what do you think they need to do to improve?
Every driver needs something different, Hal. Some drivers excel when they push harder, while other drivers benefit more from relaxing and being in a flow state.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Feimster has secured a respectable 7th in the qualifying session. This is a great spot to use as a launchpad for a strong race performance.
Great analysis, Hal. Jake has shown excellent pace to secure 7th. Now,
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. Incredible drive by Stefano so far, earning them 6th. The competition is fierce, however, and they will need to quickly find more time to get even closer to the sharp end of the grid.
Couldn't agree more, Hal. Stefano has positioned themselves impressively in 6th. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
What a performance from Malero. They currently occupy 4th on the grid. It's a good spot for now, but other drivers are trying their hardest to put in a better time and push them down the order.
Absolutely, Hal. Malero has shown great potential to secure 4th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Impressive. Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. A strong showing from Malero as they currently sit in 4th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that X. Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. A solid performance from Stefano as they currently hold position 6. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Impressive display by Wilson, currently sitting in position 5. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. A solid qualifying performance by Stefano, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
You're spot on, Hal. Stefano's current position of 6th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. It's an impressive showing by Feimster, currently in 7th. They've showcased their talent, but will need to find those crucial extra tenths to climb higher. Malero has positioned themselves well in 3rd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. And there goes Feimster, currently in position 7. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
I completely agree, Hal. Feimster has positioned themselves impressively in 7th. However, it's crucial for them to keep pushing to potentially improve their starting position. What a performance from Wilson. They currently occupy 4th on the grid.
It's a good spot for now, but other drivers are trying their hardest to put in a better time and push them down the order.
Great analysis, Hal. Ryan has shown excellent.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. Impressive work from Steph. Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. Ryan has put in a great effort and currently hold that thought. Hold the phone. Look at this Ada, what a shame for Dave. They've lost P4 to Adam Shaw, and that's got to hurt. It's a very still day here at ASRL Kentucky Speedway, as we're getting ready to get things underway. Kevin Lekmansky lines up in second place as the engines rev and the race begins. Lining up in third is Malero.
I think we are all looking forward to seeing what Malero can do from here.
Adam Shaw is lining up fourth.
Another good start for the Canadian driver.
Sitting in fifth, it's David Zahn. Starting from the sixth position, Stefano Amadei will need to navigate through the field to challenge for the win.
But they're going to have to time their moves just right if they want to come out on top.
Our seventh place starter, Jake Feemster, is a driver who knows how to make up ground on the track.
The proof will most definitely be in the pudding for this American driver.
The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap. It's a rolling start here at ASRL Kentucky Speedway. as drivers are trying to get their tires up to temperature and doing final systems checks.
This is where they'll be sizing each other up and trying to get a feel for the competition.
Absolutely. It's a crucial part of the race. Drivers will need to make sure they're primed and ready to react the instant the lights go out.
Let's not forget it's the last chance to get a feel for the track conditions.
And it's not just about the drivers. The teams will be monitoring their cars closely, making sure everything is running smoothly.
It's a high-pressure situation, and a poor start could put you at a disadvantage for the entire race.
They need to stay focused and maintain concentration waiting for those green lights.
With the clock ticking down, the pressure is really on these drivers to perform.
It's going to be an exciting race. As the drivers make their way around the formation lap, tensions are high and the excitement is so thick you can almost see it.
This is the moment where they need to stay focused and keep their cool. It's a real test of their mental and physical preparation.
The teams will also be keeping a close eye on their drivers, ensuring everything is running smooth. Green flag! Green flag!
These opening moments can make or break a driver's race. Strategy and skill are key to navigating this intense start.
It's a steady race for Lech Mansky so far. They haven't made any mistakes, and they are maintaining their focus. How do racing drivers, like yourself back in the day, Ada, train themselves to maintain concentration for long periods of time?
Mental training is a huge part of a driver's preparation. How? Techniques like meditation, visualization, and working with sports psychologists can help drivers build their focus and mental endurance for a race.
3 cars, 3 different racing strategies. One driver is defending, while the other 2 are relentlessly attacking. This is either going to be great or a disaster. Hold your breath, folks. Malero is sandwiched between 2 relentless competitors. Adam Shaw is 0.1 seconds behind and Ryan 0.1 seconds ahead. They're fighting tooth and nail for every position.
Absolutely. How? The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like windows of opportunity for Malero. They need to assess the timing and make their moves wisely to maximize their chances.
Adam Shaw could be looking for a way up the inside of Malero. It's an intense battle for position as Wilson tries to outmaneuver Adam Shaw. This is a green flag. Green flag.
These opening moments can make or break a driver's race. Strategy and skill are key to navigating this intense start.
Ryan is on a mission, chasing Malero, who's desperately trying to stay ahead. It's a thrilling pursuit as Stefano is right behind Zahn, keeping the pressure on for 4th place. The gap between Stefano and David Zahn is getting smaller. Fantastic move from Stefano, who has just gained a position. Things are heating up as Zahn closes in on Stefano. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
Should things go south between Zahn and Stefano, we might witness a high-speed game of bumper cars, but trust me, it's way less fun with real race cars.
It's looking good for David, who has gained places and put some distance between themselves and Stefano Amadei. The gap between Stefano and Dave is razor thin as they vie for 4th in this nail-biting contest.
That's right. Stefano is determined to pass Dave and secure a higher position.
The race is heating up as Feimster in 6th closes in on Stefano Amadei. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
This is where experience comes into play. Stefano Amadei has been in this situation before and knows how to defend for position, but Feimster is hungry for success and won't give up easily.
Look at that, Malero is hot on the tail of Kevin.
The gap is 0.4 seconds now. Malero is going to have to work a bit harder to close that gap with Lekmansky.
I think we just got time for a quick shout out to our human creators, Dave, Andy, John and Nigel, who have put so much effort into making this possible.
Yes, it's been a real thrill ride, and I for one look forward to future advancements in AI technology.
Apparently we are going to be announcing crashes and incidents soon. Let's hope they get the logic right. The crowd is on the edge of their seats as Malero in second chases after Kevin Lekmansky. The delta is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Malero needs to find a way to close the gap.
It's moments like these that make motorsports so exciting. We're witnessing a battle of skill and strategy between two great drivers, with Malero in second determined to catch up. But we know Lekmansky isn't just going to hand it to them on a plate. Malero is going to have to take it. It should be an interesting battle to watch as long as they can close that gap.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Stefano trying to outsmart and outmaneuver David Zahn. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish. The gap between Lekmansky and Malero is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Lekmansky to bring Malero into play.
You're spot on, and Malero knows that they can't rely on Lekmansky making an error. They have to keep driving with skill and determination, and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes their way.
Things are heating up as Jake tries to close the gap to Stefano.
The mental game is just as important here. Feemster must keep their cool while putting pressure on Stefano.
It looks like Feemster is making a move. The gap to Stefano Amadei is now down to 0.1 seconds. Big gains for Feemster as they move up the field, leaving Stefano Amadei behind.
Yes, but they have to keep pushing hard. This race is far from over, and anything can happen. Feemster needs to stay focused and keep driving with skill and determination.
The pursuit is on. Stefano is closing the gap on Jake, determined to claim P5.
I would not be surprised if they get this pass completed soon.
As we enjoy seeing these titans of the track battle it out, let's not forget about the pit crews. Those guys and girls are like a well-oiled machine themselves.
Absolutely. They're the unsung heroes of the racing world. But you know what they say, behind every great driver is an even greater pit crew.
This is a thrilling battle as Feemster edges closer to David in their fight for P4.
It's a fine line between pushing the car to its limits and losing control. Feemster is really walking that fine line.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Stefano, who is currently in P6. But Jake Feemster is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Stefano Amadei. Stefano is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Jake Feemster to 0.3 seconds. It doesn't seem like things are going to plan for Malero as they have a big gap ahead of them to close at this point in time. David wants to close that gap with Stefano.
There is no room for error in this.
Stop the press. Now I may be wrong here, but I'm not sure that's the racing line. Looks like Zahn is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about maintaining that fine line between speed and control. This is where every inch counts. Dave is pushing hard to close the gap on Adam Shaw. Absolutely, precision and control are key here. Knowing when to push and when to hold back can be the difference between winning and losing.
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Wilson trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Kevin Lekmanski. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. It's game on now. Ryan has closed the gap to Kevin Lekmanski. It's now down to 0.9 seconds. The delta between Zahn in 7th and Adam Shaw remains over a second, but Zahn is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close that gap. There's 10 minutes left in this session to make that happen. This is what separates the best from the rest. These drivers are demonstrating their racecraft, searching for any weakness to exploit. It's a true test of skill.
You hit the nail on the head, Hal. The elite drivers truly stand out in moments like these. They have a sixth sense for identifying weaknesses and capitalizing on them with surgical precision.
It looks like Adam Shaw is pushing hard to catch up to Stefano Amadei. That's not a small gap, but Adam Shaw has what it takes to challenge for the position.
Indeed, the anticipation is high as Adam Shaw tries to reel in Stefano Amadei. But Stefano Amadei is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Adam Shaw needs to find a little extra speed to bring the fight to Stefano and move up the field.
The tension is building as Wilson trails behind Kevin Lekmanski. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Kevin Lekmanski is pushing to maintain the lead, while Ryan Wilson is working to close in and challenge for the position. Jake is placed 4th at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Stefano Amadei, who is 0.8 seconds behind. A commanding performance from Jake, who has increased their lead over Stefano Amadei, putting them firmly in their rear-view mirrors.
Yes, it's clear that Feimster is in control out there. They're making it very difficult for Stefano Amadei to catch up.
This is where the race gets really interesting. Wilson is closing in on Lekmanski.
We'll have to wait to see if Wilson can use the draft to their advantage, or if the lack of downforce will hinder their progress.
Wilson could be on a charge here. Ada, they have just put in a quicker lap than Lekmanski. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Dave will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops. This breaking update. There's been an incident and we have a safety car, but it's all part of the game, and the drivers and teams will have to find a way to adapt to the situation.
And who knows, this could be a blessing in disguise for some of the drivers who were struggling earlier in the race. They now have a chance to regroup and make a comeback when the safety car finally comes back in.
It's all up in the air, and that's what makes this sport so exciting. As a former racing driver, Ada, how important is the relationship between a driver and their team during a race?
It's absolutely crucial, Hal. The team provides valuable information and support, helping the driver make the right decisions on track. A strong bond between the driver and the team can be the difference between winning and losing.
We are under the safety car. It's all about finding that sweet spot and keeping your wits about you.
And while it's not ideal for the fans, there's something undeniably thrilling about seeing the safety car out on track. It adds an element of unpredictability and keeps everyone on the edge of their seats.
Let's hope we can get this debris cleared quickly and get back to the racing action. The driver hold on a moment. Green flag. The wait is over, and the race resumes. It's a game of inches now as Malero tails Wilson closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. The crowd is on their feet, roaring with excitement. It's an all-out war between these three drivers. I can only hope the netcode keeps up with their fearlessness. It's a challenging situation for Adam Shaw. They're sandwiched between their fierce competitors, Feemster 0.1 seconds away and Stefano 0.1 seconds ahead. They'll need to stay sharp and find an opportunity to make a move.
You're absolutely right, Hal. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind act as a measuring stick for Adam Shaw's performance. They'll have to keep a close eye on those gaps to stay in control of their race.
The battle for 6 is heating up. Hold on a moment. Green flag. The wait is over, and the race resumes. Wilson is placed 4th at the moment. Impressive driving from Wilson, who has managed to extend their lead over Malero. They are walking away at this point, and Malero will have to wait to fight another day.
It's really looking like Wilson is going to be tough to pass today. They're driving with real confidence and authority.
If everything goes as planned, this is going to be a race for the ages.
The drivers are executing their strategies to perfection, making the most of every opportunity. This is what top-level racing is all about.
Hold on a second. The safety car is in play.
Let's not forget about the physical challenge of driving behind the safety car. The drivers need to keep their tires and brakes up to temperature to be ready to attack when the safety car comes in.
It's a real test of skill and endurance for these drivers, but that's why they're the best in the business. Let's see how this plays out. The drivers have been working hard to come up with the perfect race strategy. They've been looking at the weather, the track conditions, and the performance of their cars.
Now it's time to put that strategy into action and see if it pays off.
Safety car is still leading the field after several laps.
This is really putting the drivers to the test, having to stay focused and ready to pounce at a moment's notice.
It can be tough to keep your adrenaline pumping when you're driving at slower speeds, but they can't afford to lose their concentration.
It's also a challenge for the teams. They have to keep their drivers calm and focused despite the frustration of being stuck behind the safety car.
I'm curious, Ada, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Hal. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone.
Hold on a second, and we're back. Safety car off, it's pedal to the metal time. The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Jake must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
That's right, Hal. The pressure can easily get the best of even seasoned drivers. The fans are on the edge of their seats, waiting to see who will come out on top in this epic showdown.
An impressive showing from Adam Shaw, who has gained positions and left Malero in the dust. Malero is giving it their all as they chase down Adam Shaw in P5. It seems like Malero is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace. In your experience, Ada, what was the most important aspect of managing tire degradation during a race?
The most important aspect, Hal, was maintaining a good balance between pushing hard and conserving tires. Finding the sweet spot between aggression and tire preservation was key to optimizing race pace and strategy.
Rising to the occasion and claiming victory would help to cement this driver's legendary status. And Adam Shaw has just won the place from Ryan. In racing, anything can, and usually does, happen, especially in such an epic showdown. It seems like Wilson is struggling. Their last lap time was a bit off the pace of Adam Shaw. We've certainly seen some of the drivers get it wrong today.
Anyone lost can just follow the trail of skid marks. I hear it's the latest form of GPS navigation.
Let's hope the other drivers don't follow suit. We might end up with a bumper car race instead of a high-speed competition.
At least we'd have something to fall back on if we ever get bored of regular racing. Bumper cars might be the next big thing.
This is what it's all about, folks. Adam Shaw is in hot pursuit of Zahn, who's just trying to stay ahead.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Adam Shaw gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
It seems like Adam Shaw has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Zahn's lap time there.
As long as Adam Shaw can maintain that consistency and pace, it will be interesting to see.
No room for error here. Feemster is breathing down the neck of Lekmansky, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move. It looks like we might get a battle between Feemster and Kevin Lekmansky. You know, Ada, during a long race like this, how easy is it for a driver to experience a lapse in concentration?
It can be quite easy, Hal, with so many factors to consider and the intense focus required. Even the most experienced drivers can have a momentary lapse. That's why mental training and staying in the zone are so important.
It's a close race between Adam Shaw and David in third.
If Adam Shaw gets any closer to David, they'll need to start sending out wedding invitations.
Adam Shaw needs to find some speed, or maybe get more consistent. Ada, they have just put in a slower lap than Zahn.
Hopefully Adam Shaw can find some of that time they are losing and get it back.
The intensity is off the charts as Ryan hounds Adam Shaw, both drivers pushing themselves to the absolute limit. A brilliant maneuver from Wilson, who has just moved up the field.
Amazing stuff. Focus and precision, what it's all about.
So, Ada, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a minor lapse in concentration?
A minor lapse in concentration can have significant consequences, Hal. It could lead to an off-track excursion, a loss of position, or even a collision. That's why it's crucial for drivers to stay focused and alert throughout the race.
The race is really heating up. Adam Shaw is hunting down Wilson with everything they've got.
The gap between them is now just over 0.3 seconds.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Feemster is breathing down the neck of Lekmansky, not giving them any room to relax. A great pass for Jake as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Kevin Lekmansky has lost ground. Adam Shaw wants to find a way round Ryan.
Rubbing's racing, but let's just hope they don't rub it too hard.
Adam Shaw has just put in a faster lap than Wilson, so that's going to give them something to worry about.
The question is now, can Ryan respond to that in kind? They are going to have to pick up the pace.
The race is heating up as Malero in 6th closes in on Adam Shaw. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight.
That's right. Malero in 6th knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Adam Shaw is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
Seems like Adam Shaw is getting in range of Wilson.
To achieve anything in this game, you must be prepared to dabble at the boundary of disaster.
Superb driving from Adam Shaw, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race.
Absolutely. Adam Shaw is really putting on a clinic out there, and they're making it look easy.
A setback for Adam Shaw, who has just been passed.
Yes, but they can't give up. There's still plenty of time left in this race, and Adam Shaw needs to stay focused and keep pushing.
Feemster seems to be putting the pressure on Lekmansky. It's like Kevin has saved all their energy for this final stretch.
That's an impressive burst of speed. It's all but said and done now.
It's all over. Lekmansky has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now.
You can see the sheer determination on Kevin's face as they take the win. That's the mark of a true champion, folks.
Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Feemster certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result. That was an outstanding performance from Dave. They fought hard and took the final spot on the podium.
Impressive driving to secure that spot.
Adam Shaw, Ryan Wilson, Malero, and Stefano Amade end in 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. You've joined us on a breezy day here at ASRL Kentucky Speedway, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Hal, but I'm expecting some hard-fought on-track battles today.
Starting just behind the front runners in second place is the determined driver, Malero. The third position belongs to Ryan Wilson. Adam Shaw is fourth.
It's not always easy to get the RSS 1970 V8 this high up the starting grid.
And in fifth place, we have David Zahn.
David will be ready to show what they're made of.
Starting from 6th on the grid is a good position for Jake Feemster to launch an attack.
But don't count them out yet. They've got the skills to pay the bills.
In the middle of the pack, we have Kevin Lekmansky starting from the 7th position on the grid. The formation lap is underway as the safety car leads the drivers out through the first lap.
You can feel the tension rise as we get ready to start the race.
It's a rolling start here at ASRL Kentucky Speedway, as drivers are trying to get their tires up to temperature and doing final systems checks.
This is where they'll be sizing each other up and trying to...
The starting flag has been waved, and the battle on the track begins. The opening lap is always intense, with drivers vying for an early advantage.
The first lap can be chaotic, and avoiding any major incidents is key. Drivers need to be alert and ready to react to any sudden changes on the track.
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up.
The drivers are walking a fine line during the first lap melee as everyone tries to establish themselves. It's easy for inexperienced racers to blow it in T1.
A tough moment. Braking alert. This is a disaster for Stefano in the RSS 1970 V8 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
That's not where they want to be right now.
A solid braking alert. Things don't look to be going Stefano's way, as already they are into the pits.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race, that's for sure. Hal.
Braking alert. Things don't look to be going Stefano's way, as already they are into the pits.
Certainly not where they want to be at this stage in the race, that's for sure. Hal.
The safety car is out on the track and the drivers are slowing down to keep their positions.
This is where strategy comes into play. Do you pit now and risk losing track position? Or do you stay out and hope for a quick end to the safety car period?
It's a tough call for the teams and drivers to make. Rev your engine. Braking update. Dot and Stefano in first is coming into the pits and that might be to serve a penalty. It's all about... Hold on a second. Looks like Stefano is coming into the pits early. Now is that to serve a penalty or have they picked up some damage during the start?
Well, races can be won or lost in the pits, but in this case it's all bad news for Stefano. It's going to be tough to come back from.
The action is non-stop as David shadows Wilson through every twist and turn, determined to claim third.
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Dave and Wilson, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
A great moment for David, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings. Ryan Wilson has a mountain to climb at the moment to close that gap with Feimster. I expect their only hope at this point is that Jake makes an error. It's breaking news, folks. This is a disaster for Stefano in the RSS 1970 V8 coming into the pits and isn't going to do much to improve their chances in this race.
That's going to be a big disappointment for them at this stage. Let's hope the team can regroup and make some sort of recovery.
Hold on a second. Things don't look to be going Stefano's way, as already they are into the pits. The gap between Ryan and Stefano is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from Ryan to even allow Stefano to get a look in. The pressure is on for David as they try to catch up to Lekmanski. The adrenaline is pumping as Adam Shaw gets within striking distance of Malero in their race for third. What a move! Adam Shaw has moved up to third. It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Adam Shaw, who is currently in P3. But David Zahn is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Adam Shaw.
It's going to be tough for Adam Shaw, as David Zahn seems to have found their rhythm. But anything can happen in racing, and we've seen Adam Shaw pull off some impressive moves before. I'm excited to see if they can make it happen again.
Things don't seem to be going Wilson's way in this race, as that's a big gap they'll have to close to even be in with a shout for gaining a place here. Looking at the lap times, Wilson is not currently on pace with Jake. Maybe they'll get a chance to see where they can improve. It may seem like Adam Shaw is far behind, but Zahn can't afford to let their guard down. One mistake could give Adam Shaw an opening to catch up.
Absolutely right, Hal, and Adam Shaw knows that too. They have to keep driving at their best if they want to take advantage of any opportunity that comes their way.
Impressive stuff from David, who has managed to pull away from Adam Shaw, leaving them in choking in their exhaust fumes.
That's exactly what Zahn needed to do.
While Adam Shaw is not under immediate threat from Malero, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
Absolutely. And on the other side of the equation, Malero can't afford to let up. They have to drive with intensity and focus, and wait for any opportunity to arise. Oh no, Ada, look at this, Malero is closing in on Adam Shaw. The gap is now just 0.7 seconds. This is where the pressure really starts to mount on Adam Shaw. They need to stay focused and not make any mistakes.
This is what racing is all about. Two fierce competitors pushing each other to the limit.
If this battle ends in tears, it could be like watching a high-speed domino effect. But let's hope they keep it clean and avoid any unplanned games.
Wilson could be on a charge here, Ada. They have just put in a quicker lap than Feimster. This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Zahn is chasing Lekmanski in P1. This is proving to be an exciting race so far. We are truly privileged to witness these legends of the track battle it out for victory.
And you know what? I am so honored to be sitting here beside you today. As a fellow it's always great to work with someone who shares my passion for motor racing. Plus, your insightful commentary is making this race even more exciting.
Wow, Feimster is really pushing hard to catch up to Wilson. There's blood in the water for 5th place.
It's a thrilling battle for position as these two drivers give it their all. This is racing at its finest.
It seems like Feimster is struggling. Their last lap time was a bit off the pace of Wilson.
It will be interesting to see if Ryan can keep outpacing Jake.
Hey, Ada, you've had your fair share of races with little action. How did you handle the situation back in your racing days?
Well, Hal, patience is key in such scenarios. You need to stay focused and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes your way. It's like a game of chess at 200 miles per hour.
David is holding second, but Adam Shaw is right on their tail. Feimster is running 6th. They are trying to catch Ryan. Adam Shaw is on a mission, chasing Zahn, who's desperately trying to stay ahead. It seems like Adam Shaw has got the bit between their teeth, improving on Zahn's lap time there. You can feel the tension in the air.
The drivers are all focused, putting everything on the line for a chance at victory, pushing themselves and their machines to the limit.
And let's not forget about the incredible machines themselves.
Absolutely, it's amazing to think about the kind of engineering and innovation that goes into making these vehicles. But it all comes down to the drivers, who have to be able to handle the power and speed. It's going to be thrilling seeing how this race turns out.
Oh, this is getting intense. Adam Shaw is just a few car lengths behind Zahn. It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Jake trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Ryan Wilson. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Feimster has just put in a faster lap than Ryan, so that's going to give them something to worry about.
We will have to see if Wilson has got any answers for that.
Adam Shaw is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a razor's edge between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play.
Zahn needs to find some speed, or maybe get more consistent. Ada, they have just put in a slower lap than Adam Shaw. Hold on a second. Things don't look to be going Stefano's way, as already they are into the pits. It's a battle of wills out there, with Zahn trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Jake Feimster. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Situations like these often lead to a dramatic finish. Well, it doesn't look like Adam Shaw is going to be much of a threat to anyone soon, let alone Lekmansky.
They certainly aren't going to be close enough to mount any kind of challenge soon unless it's down to a mistake from Kevin.
The tension is building as Zahn trails behind Jake Feimster. The gap is slowly but surely decreasing, and the pressure is mounting. Jake Feimster is pushing to maintain the lead, while David Zahn is working to close in and challenge for the position.
It's a nail-biting race for sure, with both drivers showing incredible skill and determination. But Jake Feimster is not going to give up their position easily. This is going to be a battle to the very end, with David Zahn in P6 doing everything they can to catch up.
This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Malero will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
Indeed,
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. The safety car has been called.
It can be frustrating for anyone who was in a strong position before the safety car came out.
They'll need to stay focused and make the most of any opportunities that come their way once the safety car is called in. Looks like we've had a few incidents out there.
Someone forgot to take their driving lessons. They're making more U-turns than a confused tourist.
Hilarious. I think they might need to call their GPS for directions. Maybe it can help them navigate the track. The safety car is out on track, bringing the pack under control as we deal with some debris on the circuit.
This could be an opportunity for some drivers to pit ahead of the pack.
Of course, the safety car can really shake up the race order. Drivers need to stay alert and be ready to react as soon as we get the green light.
It's a tricky balance. They don't want to waste too much time behind the safety car, but they also don't want to burn out their tires too quickly trying to catch up.
And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Hal, it's always exciting to see these skilled drivers operating such fantastic machines on amazing tracks.
And we have the safety car out, which means the drivers need to be extra cautious now.
It's a real game changer, with drivers needing to adjust their strategies and try to find ways to gain an advantage.
It's also a bit of a break for the drivers, giving them a chance to catch their breath and regroup before the action kicks off again. The track conditions are looking good here today. The drivers will be able to push the cars to the limit, and it's going to make for some exciting racing. There's been an incident and we have a safety car, but it's all part of the game, and the drivers and teams will have to find a way to adapt to the situation.
And who knows, this could be a blessing in disguise for some of the drivers who were struggling earlier in the race. They now have a chance to regroup and make a comeback when the safety car finally comes back in.
It's all up in the air, and that's what makes this sport so exciting. Ada, what's the impact of tire degradation on race strategy? How does it affect a driver's approach to the race?
Tire degradation plays a crucial role in race strategy, Hal. Teams and drivers have to consider the optimal time to pit for fresh tires and adjust their race pace to balance speed with tire conservation. It adds another layer of complexity to—
Breaking news, folks. The safety car is pulling into the pits, and we are moments away from going back to green flag racing. Hold on to your seats. Good news for Malero, the gap to Adam Shaw has decreased. It's now down to 0.2 seconds.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
The pressure is on, but these drivers are showing tremendous respect for each other while going all out. It's a masterclass in clean, hard racing.
Spot on, Hal. This constant back and forth battle is keeping everyone on the edge of their seats. One small mistake could have severe consequences for any of these drivers.
Now, this is a challenging position for Wilson. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, with Jake closing in 0.1 seconds behind and Malero just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds. We got a close battle as Zahn closes in on Stefano. Oh, things are getting intense for Zahn. They're sandwiched between and Stefano, navigating this high-speed battleground. The gap to the car ahead is 0.1 seconds, while the car behind is only 0.1 seconds away.
Absolutely, Hal. The pressure is mounting for Dave as they navigate through this challenging situation. It's crucial for them to remain focused and make calculated moves.
The battle is on for Zahn. They're sandwiched between two rivals, 0.1 seconds away and Stefano 0.1 seconds ahead. It's a true test of their racecraft. It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while.
You know what they say, keep your friends close, and your racing rivals even closer. Looks like Stefano is taking that advice to heart today.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Wilson is right behind Adam Shaw, keeping the pressure on for third place. Looking at the lap times, Wilson is not currently on pace with Adam Shaw. Maybe they'll get a chance to see where they can improve. Look at that, Malero is hot on the tail of Wilson. Things are heating up as Adam Shaw closes in on Wilson. The gap between them is down to practically nothing.
The chase between Adam Shaw and Wilson is like a high-speed game of tag only. The stakes are much higher.
Adam Shaw is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.67 seconds down. Things are heating up as Malero tries to close the gap to Adam Shaw. Oh, this is getting intense. Wilson is just behind Adam Shaw. Fantastic move from Ryan, who has just gained a position. The gap between Jake and Adam Shaw is razor thin as they vie for third in this nail-biting contest.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
It's a game of inches now as Adam Shaw tails Wilson closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
This is not going to be an easy pass to make.
A brilliant maneuver from Malero, who has just moved up the field. This is a thrilling battle as Wilson edges closer to Malero in their fight for P4. It looks like Wilson is making a move. The gap to Malero is now down to 0.2 seconds.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
Hold your breath, folks. These drivers are showing exceptional car control, threading the needle through tight corners. It's a battle for supremacy.
I'm on the edge of my seat, Hal. The door-to-door action is exhilarating. The bravery required to go side by side like that is something only the best drivers possess.
Oh, the pressure is on for Malero. Trapped between Wilson 0.1 seconds away and Jake just ahead with a gap of 0.1 seconds, they must defend their position while seeking an opportunity to advance.
You hit the nail on the head, Hal. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are crucial pieces of information for Malero's race strategy. It's a delicate dance, and they must remain vigilant.
Talk about being caught in the middle. Malero is sandwiched between their rivals, Wilson 0.1 seconds behind and Jake 0.1 seconds ahead. The battle for position is on. Zahn is looking for an opportunity to get round Malero. Dave could be on a charge here. Ada, they have just put in a quicker lap than Malero.
As long as Dave can maintain that consistency and pace, it will be interesting to see.
Look at that, they're trading places in every turn, a constant game of cat and mouse. Each driver knows one mistake could cost them dearly.
Couldn't agree more, Hal. This wheel-to-wheel racing is what fans live for. The determination and tenacity shown by these drivers to gain even the smallest advantage is simply awe-inspiring.
It's an intense battle for position as Malero tries to outmaneuver Wilson. This is edge-of-your-seat racing.
This is what separates the good from the great, the ability to stay focused and perform under pressure.
A strong showing from Kevin, who is currently first. Things are going according to plan for Kevin, who is currently first.
Yes, but they have to keep their focus and drive with intensity. There's still a long way to go in this race.
It seems like Kevin is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace. Stefano is placed fifth at the moment.
Definitely Hal, but they can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep pushing hard to stay in the game.
Excellent work from Stefano, who has managed to increase their lead over Jake Feimster. They seem to have found their rhythm and they are grooving to it.
Agreed Hal, superb driving there. If they keep this up, this race should be a real thrill ride.
It's a brilliant day for racing here at ASRL Kentucky Speedway. I'm really enjoying this.
This race is truly epic. What a treat to be sat here witnessing this spectacle.
Malero has a mountain to climb at the moment to close that gap with Stefano. I expect their only hope at this point is that Stefano makes an error.
Every race adds to a driver's experience, both good and bad. It just highlights that Malero is going to have to get more serious with practice if they don't want to be outclassed on the circuit.
The gap between Kevin and Adam Shaw is pretty substantial right now. It's probably going to take a mistake from Kevin to even allow Adam Shaw to get a look in.
It's not over till the checkered flag drops though, and it's important they don't lose concentration at this point.
Adam Shaw is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Kevin Lekmansky to 0.8 seconds.
Exactly what Adam Shaw needed. They can't afford to lose any more ground to Kevin Lekmansky.
On the final lap now, and Lekmansky looks like they might just wrap up this win. And that, folks, is how it's done. A solid performance and great win from Lekmansky. Impressive second place finish for Adam Shaw. Impressive drive from Wilson to claim the final spot on the podium. David Zahn and Stefano Amadei in 4th and 5th. 6th is Malero. In 7th, it's Jake Feimster.